Good morning. This is Norma Cowie for A Sunday Thought. I'm fortunate into being able to go packing today to go on a week-long journey with a friend. Sometimes we need to just get away and do something a little different, although in this particular trip we have a lot of driving to do. But as I was packing this morning, because I've got an early start tomorrow, so everything needs to be ready by this evening, I realized I was getting excited. Now, excitement is not a feeling I have too much for the last while, because actually I am a traveler. I've traveled a lot in my life. I ran a business which took me out of town regularly. So all of a sudden, to be not traveling, not going places, not doing too much, what ended up happening is that you just kind of fit into a norm. This is the normal pace of what you do. And all of a sudden, I found myself getting excited. Do I take this top? Do I take that? Where's my other pair of trousers? Oh, it's already packed. How many socks do I need? Because driving, I like to wear my runners on my feet when I'm driving, and even though we're splitting the driving, I still will be doing that. And we're heading into a little warmer weather than we have here. So I have one top in there, and I'm going, no, that's too heavy. We need a lighter top in there. So, planning the days and planning what's going to be happening. So, but I really was realizing how excited I was becoming. And it made me think. And so my Sunday thought today is around, what do you do to give you excitement, that you give you that feeling it's good to be alive and ready to head on out. Now, I just want to point out a couple of things. There's a light thing here, and that's from outside. And outside, I have all my flowers blooming really nicely, and gives me great pleasure when I sit here. But for this, I usually have the blind down. There's only a little bit, but this morning the blind was already up, and I thought, oh well, what the heck? We'll have lots of light on this side and darkness on this side, because that's a lot about life. That is what it's like every day. Because we live in a modern age and we click a switch and we have light everywhere, we don't really have too much dark. I noticed that recently when I had a friend staying, and it was like, even with night lights and things on and other things that have lights on that go on 24/7. And it's like, yeah, very often we're not in really incomplete dark. I know a lot of people sleep with, eye shadows on, so they have complete dark. I have not been one of those. And so, yeah, let's go back to excitement and doing things that you really, really enjoy. It's like to feel alive. And very often, because I'm on that age group where things are slowing down a lot and you don't do as much, or you don't move as quickly and easily as you used to. It's like how to keep that aliveness, that enthusiasm, because I think when we lose that, that's when we really, really decline in lots of ways. I have a lot to be enjoy. I enjoy a lot. I enjoy like talking to you 3 times a week. I enjoy my clients. I enjoy planning. Like I have a little workshop coming up in a couple of weeks. And I enjoy all that. But there's something about travel for me. The excitement blooms up, and we're heading. I was going to say west. I am west. We're heading east through the Rockies, and I love the Rockies. For those of you that have never seen the Rocky Mountains, I just find them just so superlative. And I was talking to someone yesterday and saying, I've seen the Alps, and it always amazed me in the part of the Alps I was in Switzerland. I have flown over them a couple of times too, is how they're not as majestic somehow. And actually, didn't finish the sentence. I was thinking in my head, was when we went up the Alps on a tour that I did, and which we're in the Swiss Alps. And the tour guide said to us, usually this is very cloudy up here, and we had a very bright day. And I went, of course, I'm going to be up there. Of course, it's going to be great. So anyway, it was, and we could see. And one of the things that I love, because a lot of the Swiss cows have bells, and you heard this little ding, 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 coming on up these mountains. But what I was getting at was how green it was. Now I come from New Zealand, which is very green country, and in the South Island we definitely have the mountains down there as well. We just have volcanic mountains in the North Island. But the whole element of the grass, how high it went, and these cows ringing their little bells and tinkling, making music. It was probably one of the highlights that I've had in that sense. But for me, a highlight has always been driving through the Rockies, whichever way. There's several ways you can go, but our main way through. I have, if I don't see that, I used to have it when I wasn't going through them regularly. If I had to wait about 3 years, I would go through them to see them. So I was through them last year, and I'll be through them again this year. There's something about the majesty of them that warms my heart, that gives me solidity and has me feel very strong. And I know that the Rockies stream all the way down into the US, and I've been through that. But then it's here, they're very compacted and very high and very, very rigid. Whereas further south into the US, they spread out. And I just personally don't think they're as majestic. But that's me personally. Anyway. So my question is, the thought is today is to examine your life. What is it that you get excited about? It can be many, many different things. We all different, so we all have different things. But are you pursuing those so that you give yourself that excitement within you, that sense of, yes, this is where I'm going and what I'm doing. So I really would like you to really look at your life and say, this is what really feeds me with excitement and enthusiasm of what to do, because so often what happens, we forget those. We put them on the back burner because they, it's for whatever, because sometimes it takes a little bit of arranging. But I want you to really begin to feel that feeling of excitement. I'm just excited because even though today is a drizzly day outside, it's warmer and the cold is disappearing. And so even though as the air becomes warmer, I get more excited about the days ahead. And I found myself planning an outside picnic for my birthday, which was really like, really? Okay. It's next month. So anyhow, you have a great Sunday. You have a great week. You have a great month. And please do something that brings your excitement inside and gets you kind of going and out of the doldrums, if you've been in the doldrums a little bit. Bless you and thank you. I just love you all. Thanks.